Hi traders, welcome to this installation video for how to install the real-time FX Index Analyzer tool developed by FX Algo Trader. So once you've made your purchase from this pricing page on the web page, you'll be sent an email, and that email will look a little bit like this. So you can see here you've got an installer link, a username, a password, and installation instructions. Please read the installation instructions, it will save you a lot of time. So when you actually click on that link, it'll download a zip file from our web server, which you can then open using any zip utility of your choice. That will contain the installer program, and you can then run that, and that will, when it pops up, it'll look a bit like this. So it'll say, welcome to FX Algo Trader Forex Index Analyzer Setup Wizard. You click next, read the license agreement, accept it. Now this is the really critical bit. You've got to know where to install the product. There's no point in just randomly choosing locations. So let's just minimize this for the time being. And you've got to know who you are, basically. So what sort of user you are. So if you go to Control Panel in Windows and you go down to User Accounts, this section here tells you who you are logged in as, and in this case I'm logged in as Crispin. So if I want to use the FX Index Analyzer on this particular account under the name of Crispin, I'm going to have to install it somewhere where Crispin can actually access, and that's pretty straightforward. So if you then go back to the installer and then you click Browse, this is always the same in Windows. So you'd go to your local hard drive, which in this case is C for me. You then scroll down until you find the users folder, open up the users folder, find the name you're logged in as. In my case is Crispin, and then you can create a directory if you want. Call it what you like. So I can call it Index Analyzer. Click OK. So we're going to install in C users Crispin, i.e. who I'm logged in as, Index Analyzer. Click Next, click Install, click Finish. That's all there is to it. So all we need to do now is navigate to that location. So open up Windows Explorer, click C, click U to get to Users. Open up your username folder, and we called it Index Analyzer, and now you can see the actual FX Index Analyzer executable jar file here. So assuming you've got Java running on your machine, you can just simply click on that file name and then the actual login details come up here. Log in, and you'll see the first thing that comes up when you click the login thing is say problem reading email file or email options not configured. That's fine, it's just a warning. And you'll now see the analyzer populate. This is your main index real-time data screen, and to start with, just set the system up. Let's just clear this background to make things a little bit easier. So here's our index analyzer. You can see it updating in real time. If we click filters, you'll see this filter window will come up initially in the top left hand corner. Move that to where you want it to be, and obviously that will now be remembered, so every time you click filters it'll pop up in the same location. Turn alerts on, and now these sliders here allow you to set your filter criteria. So anything which is in green is in our filter zone, basically. So at the moment we're looking to achieve alerts where a currency pair would fit, the strongest pair would fit into every single time frame in the green boxes, and every single time frame, correspondingly the weakest currency must fit within all the time frames in this green shaded section here. That's a pretty tight filter, to be honest, so you probably want to give it a little bit more leeway and open up the top levels. So actually maybe not quite so far, but in this case if we open it up to this point, we're saying we want the strongest currency to be in the top 3 on the monthly and weekly time frames, and then we're looking for basically the strongest currencies to be within the top 2 strongest currencies within the daily, 4-hourly and hourly time frames. Again, quite a strict filter. You may want to broaden up the hourly data and just say, well look, we don't care about hourly, we're just looking at say 4-hourly and above. That'll give you a little bit more flexibility, but you can tune this filter criteria how you wish. So once currencies fall into these shaded filter areas and you get basically a match, so in this case if you wanted to say we would need the Kiwi dollar to fit into all of these, which it does, but we need also something else, and we don't have that at the moment. We've got the euro isn't in the monthly, but it is in the 4-hourly, daily and weekly. You can see there, euro 4-hourly, euro daily, euro weekly, but we're not getting an alert because it's not on the monthly. Watch what happens if I say I don't care about the monthly. Look, straight away sell euro Kiwi dollar. The reason is because the euro fits into the weakest filter categories in the weekly, daily and 4-hourly time slots, and also the New Zealand dollar is in the strongest category in the weekly, daily and 4-hourly time frames. So that's how the filter criteria work. Next, history. So when you first load the system up, it'll look a bit weird, so move the analyzer somewhere out of the way for the time being, and simply to get this thing going, just change the time frames, and you can now see, you can look at historical history data on hourly, 4-hourly, daily, weekly and monthly. So once you actually get this history control set up, the system will start logging history data, in this case every minute, on all of these time frames. It's a little bit much really. You probably want to start maybe logging data every probably 30 minutes to an hour on the monthly, maybe the same on the weekly, daily maybe every 15 minutes, 4-hourly possibly every 5 minutes, and you can log hourly data every minute if you want to, but it's completely up to you. You can define this exactly how you want. Next thing you to do is, you can just see we've got our first piece of logging information here. So you can see the system has time-stamped the index data, and it's telling you the exact sequencing of the currency index data from weakest through to strongest at on the 3rd of December 2015 at 8:28 and 38 seconds GMT. So we'll see, if we carry on talking, we'll see another timestamp coming in at 8:29 and roughly 39 seconds or so. So that will come in the next minute. These color controls allow us to add a little bit more visual improvement to this. So I can, if I want to change, say, the way that the US dollar looks, and I want the foreground color to be, I don't know, red, and just OK that, and I want the US dollar background color to be maybe white. Now you see we've got a, you see this is basically changing the way that the currency data is displayed. So the idea behind this is you can start to actually see a bit of a pattern emerging as the sort of index flows change throughout the day and throughout the time frames you're analyzing. So quite a useful tool to be able to instantly sort of get a visual cue on what's going on. And we'll go to GBP foreground. We'll make that. These obviously these changes are remembered once you've made them. We'll give that a bit of a darker background, something a bit like that. And when you next change your time frames, you'll see now these changes are all being reflected. So you see our new piece of data coming on the hourly, 8:29 and 39 seconds. So 1 minute 1 second later, and there you go. So it's logging data now, so we can start to see changes in the index data over time, and that's useful because it allows you to see how strengths and weaknesses are beginning to change. It gives you a bit of a heads up on what's going on. Again, you can tune this and analyze this you know, as much as you like. If you want to clear any of the time frames, you can. So say for example you just want to just start again on the hourly and start logging, just click clear, and then obviously that hourly data will be cleared. It doesn't actually change the data you're logging on the other time frames, so be aware of that. That's the logging, the history data, so be aware of that. The other thing to talk about is alerts. We've already seen the alerts coming up here. Make sure the alerts tab is on. There's a little tick box here. Make sure alerts is on if you want to receive pop-up alerts. If you want to receive email alerts, it's telling you your Yahoo account settings aren't set up. So if you have a Yahoo email address, you can send these alerts to that designated Yahoo email address. So you simply type in the email address there, type in the password for access to that Yahoo account, and you can obviously create a recipient email address as well, so you can pop to somewhere else if you wish to, and then click enable email alerts, save those settings, and you are done. You can see a button here saying clear alerts table. Pretty obvious what that does. Clears the alerts table. You've got a scroll button here so you can scroll down the alerts, and that's kind of it, folks. It's a nice, simple but very powerful tool. Looking at how index data is emerging in real time gives you the ultimate way to select pairs for trading purposes. You want to be buying the strongest currency and selling the weakest currency, which will align you with currency flow. So that's a quick overview of the installation and a little walkthrough of how the FX Index Analyzer works. So thank you very much for watching, and good luck with your trading. Thank you.